Hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another GTA Online video. My name is Saints Fan, and today, of course, is Thursday, which means we got a new event week. And actually, this week, if you already have logged into GTA Online, then you would know this: the open wheel races have been released. So not only did the Progen PR4 F1 car get released to buy in the game, also the Ocelot R88 was released to buy, and obviously you can race them in the races. I'm not going to be touching too much on the races in this video. That'll be a separate one. This is mainly going to be focused on the two cars because they are freaking expensive. If you weren't lucky enough to actually win the PR4 at the podium last week, and if you won it, you're going to be spending $3.5 million for it. And the Ocelot R88 isn't cheap either. That one is $3.1 million. And unfortunately, the Ocelot R88 isn't on the podium this week, so it's not like you could even win it for free. Although I believe in a week or so, the Ocelot R88 will be a podium vehicle. So if you're not wanting to spend $3 million, $3 million plus dollars on the Ocelot R88, then you might just want to wait till it goes as the podium vehicle, because then you could win it for free. But that's like, that's crazy. The price tag for these vehicles. Obviously, they're new and they're different than any other vehicle in the game. Like, the second you start driving one of these two cars, it's insane how much different they handle. The traction is insane. Like, it's truly something that it's hard to describe. The fact that you can turn like a 90-degree corner going 100 plus miles an hour is one of the coolest feelings in this game. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't happen too often just because of the traffic and the other various things in GTA Online. But when you get to go around those corners, man, it's awesome. However, the question, then becomes like, is it worth the money? And in this video, I guess I'll be answering that and also comparing the two vehicles, because I'm sure you don't want to spend $6+ million on both of these vehicles. So which one is better? That's the other question we're going to be answering in this video. Now, quickly running through customization, because we always do that sort of first. I'll go through the PR4's customization, and this is just going to be sped up. You can just get an idea of how much customization there is. I will say, I do think the PR4 has more customization than the R88. The PR4, though, it's got some decent front bumper options, and it's got some pretty decent spoiler options. The liveries are okay. I think there's like 11 total. They're all, racing style liveries, so that's basically what you get. You have a primary and a secondary. You actually do have a bunch of different wheel options. If you haven't looked into the customization for these vehicles yet, you have... It's almost like Benny's, where you have different type of wheels for each rim, if that makes any sense. So you have some options to customize your car and, make it look pretty cool. So that was the PR4. Now, the Ocelot R88, unfortunately, I think it does lack in some customization. I believe Rockstar actually removed a few of the liveries that can be found on this vehicle. I don't know if they're going to be held for like when this vehicle is a podium vehicle, so you get like an exclusive livery if you win it, or if it's going to be for some sort of special event. But I think there's only like 6 or so liveries at the moment, when in reality there's like 8 or 9, something like that. Another thing I want to mention while we're just looking through the customization here, for both of these cars, they don't come with bulletproof tires, but honestly, I don't even think you need bulletproof tires, because as you'll come to find out, this is not really a free mode vehicle. And if you're really only buying this to do the races in, you really don't need bulletproof tires in those races, because there's no guns or anything. Plus, there's actually a really cool little glitch you can do if you don't have bulletproof tires. So I'm just letting you guys know, you might want to hold off on the bulletproof tires just for now, until I think maybe tomorrow or even Saturday, I'll put up a video going over that cool like speed glitch without bulletproof tires. So you might want to wait till that, just so you have an idea of if you actually want to get bulletproof tires or not. Because the unfortunate part, once you get bulletproof tires, you can't undo that. You have to buy a completely new car to remove them, which would cost $3+ million, which you don't want to do. So yeah, those are the two customizations. I don't know. Like I said, I think personally the PR4, it has a little bit more customization. Plus, I think it looks a little bit better The Ocelot R88 just looks weird. It's like it's too long and wide, if that makes any sense. That's just subjective. Maybe you guys think the same way, maybe you don't. But customization, I would say PR4 is a little bit better. Now, some other stuff. I guess the more important stuff. This first side-by-side comparison will be in single player, although I do want to point out that for whatever reason, the top speed in single player for both of these vehicles was like 10 plus miles an hour faster. I don't know what caused that or what the difference between single player and then like free roam is, but the speeds are significantly higher in single player. The differences between the two speeds, that's kind of the same though. And you'll see the PR4, it actually goes slightly less faster than the Ocelot R88. So the Ocelot R88 is slightly faster than the PR4. I think it's only by like a couple of miles an hour. I believe the R88 hit like 130 maybe, where the PR4 only hit like 125, 126 maybe. You can see the speedometer on the bottom right of each of the pictures, but really as far as top speed goes, like the R88 isn't that much greater. But then again, you are going to save like $400,000 or $500,000 if you buy the R88 compared to the PR4. So, you know, there's definitely some trade-offs you just got to think about. The reason I think the PR4 costs more though, despite it having a less top speed, is that the traction on the PR4 is significantly better. So we're gonna hop into free mode, and I'm just at the airport here, the military base, and this isn't obviously anything like official, but we're just gonna do a full like 90-degree or 180-degree turn with the PR4, and it's flawless. Like, it's insane how fast we're going, and we just do that turn. No spinning, nothing. Like, the traction is incredible. And keep in mind, both of these vehicles are fully kitted out. We're going to do that same cornering turn in the R88, and fully kitted out, it does end up sliding. You have to sort of take it less fast, or you have to not pull the trigger all the way. So the traction on the PR4 is better. So it is going to come down to like the simplified version is that the PR4, while it has a lesser top speed, it's got better traction, which might make it more user-friendly or noob-friendly if you're someone who hasn't really got the driving part down. Whereas the R88 might be better for those more skilled guys because, yeah, the traction isn't as good, but you get the higher top speed. And if you can control that traction, the higher top speed is always going to win. But again, the higher top speed is only by like a couple of miles an hour, which isn't like the end of the world. Now, some extra stuff that's related to both of these vehicles that I just want to point out. They do not have any horns. They don't have any lights. So nighttime driving may be kind of an issue. You cannot actually use weapons while inside. And this is why I was mentioning that this isn't really a free mode vehicle, because in free mode, I mean, like, you need weapons to do anything, kind of. Like to kill people, to shoot a flare if someone's shooting a rocket at you, because the flare will actually attract the rocket and it'll hit the flare, not you. But you can't do any of that, which is unfortunate. I mean, look, I know it's an F1 car, it's a racing car, but it's open. You know what I mean? Like, you would think you should be able to just to shoot out of it, but you can't do that. So it's really bad in free mode because you get killed quite a bit. And considering it's actually not as fast as far as the top speed goes as some of the other supercars, it's not even really like you can outrun people. So despite this thing being $3+ million, I think it's a very limited vehicle in that it's good for the racing, and maybe it's good for invite only lobbies, but if you're in a public lobby, I would kind of to stay clear. And unfortunately, you know, answering the question ultimately which one of these vehicles is better, it's kind of a tough answer, because you just got to think about what you want. Do you want a slightly faster vehicle with less traction that costs less, that looks a little bit weirder, has less customization, or do you want to spend a little bit more to get the more noob-friendly vehicle that looks a little bit better, has more customization, but has a slightly less top speed? I can't really answer that for you guys, but hopefully this video helps you decide which one you want. Now, what makes things even more complicated, and I'm not going to get to it in this video because this would require an extra long explanation. I'll make that into a separate video, probably coming out tomorrow. Each one of the customization options actually affects both top speed and traction for both of these vehicles. So that adds even more of a complication to this answer, to this question, because technically you could get the R88 and put a certain attachment on that gives it real good traction, but then you lose top speed. It's very complicated. Like I said, I'll make a separate video explaining that more in detail. But hopefully this answered the question, which one of these is better? Let me know in the comment section. Which one do you plan on buying? I mean, hey, if you won the PR4 last week, well, then this is probably an easy answer. You probably buy the R88 just so you have both of them because you already got one for free. But if not, then I think it's a little bit tougher of a choice unless you have billions of dollars. Thank you all for watching. This is going to do it for this video. Please drop a like if you did enjoy. I'll be making another video later today on the open wheel races, talking about 10 or so things that you should know, because there's some hidden sort of secret things Rockstar implemented that, of course, they don't tell you about. So make sure you check that video out if you're curious. But thank you all, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.